Hey everybody, welcome to Swing Batter. It's time to take a second look into a contract. Dad, who do you have for us today?
Well, we're going to talk about Madison Bumgarner.
Yeehaw.
Madison started pitching with the San Francisco Giants when he was 20 years old. And from 2009 through 2019, I think that's 11 seasons, he was a mainstay on the San Francisco Giants rotation. He's a World Series hero as the Giants won a couple of World Series. He was really clutch in the playoffs for them. Madison Bumgarner was a hero in the city of San Francisco. I mean, you pitched 11 years, the same team. He, for a while, I mean, he was their ace. ERA under 3 for 4 consecutive years, winning 15 games. The guy was really doing it. But then, by the time he was 28, there started to be some slippage. Maybe arm injuries or something, but I noticed that his games that he started dropped from the 30s into the 20s. However, his final season with the Giants, before becoming a free agent, he did start 34 games. Won 9, lost 9. His ERA was a respectable 3.86. This is after 2 down years where I believe he was hurt because he didn't pitch very much. So here we are at the age of 31, Madison Bumgarner, a free agent. Tip, folks, the Giants have no interest in signing him. Tip, the Giants have no interest in signing him. That's like a warning. What we call in Latin, caveat emptor. Buyer beware.
And those of you who didn't think you'd hear another language here, you've heard it. And it's a dead language. And so if Kyle were on, he'd be happy. So this is the deal. If the Giants don't want to sign a pitcher, the Diamondbacks do. That just seems to be the trend. So,
for the record, Todd, we did a lot of scouting. He's beaten us a lot. He was terrible to play against. And back when a pitcher could hit, he hit home runs as well. So he did a little bit of home run hitting, a little bit of pitching, was a World Series, I believe, MVP, was the hero for the Giants. And if he's the hero for the Giants, well, you know who he could be a hero for too.
Diamondbacks, baby.
That's right.
And here's the best part is you only have to pay him for 5 years. And his agent comes back and he says, 5 years. What do you think is a fair amount to pay for this specimen of a human being who's turning 30 years old? The Diamondbacks come back and they say, well, I think for 5 years we should pay him $50 million. And the agent goes, pshaw, that's a pittance compared to what I can get him. I can get him $100 million on the open market. The Diamondbacks say, well, how about we give him 85? And he goes, I don't know. Would you defer 15 million of that for 3 years? And then could we guarantee a limited no trade clause so that there's 5 teams he can't be traded to? And, could we get him 4 premium tickets to each and every game that he plays in, along with a luxury suite when he's on the road? And could you do all that? And the Diamondbacks go, yeah, that's fine. And then the agent comes back to the Diamondbacks and he goes, one more thing. You may hear the name Mason Saunders being thrown around in spring training. Diamondbacks, you're going to ignore this name. This name does not exist. And when someone says this Mason Saunders would ride out of the chute on his horse and he'd rope a steer in record time and he's won many a rodeo tournament rodeo thing and he's incredible. And man, that Mason Saunders is the spitting image of Madison Bumgarner. You Diamondbacks are not going to pay attention. You're not going to pay attention. The Diamondbacks go, I don't know who Mason Saunders is. Is Madison going to pitch for us? And he goes, for $85 million over the course of 5 years, Madison will pitch for you. And sure enough, in spring training, The Atlantic writes an article about Madison Bumgarner's secret life since the age of 15, competing in rodeos as Mason Saunders. How did it go for the Diamondbacks?
Well, let's go to the signing day, because as always, I pick up my handy-dandy cell phone and I give my father a call, because as Diamondback fans who love to see where we're going as a team, we signed this pitcher, and Dad gives me all of those wonderful warnings that he gave you, that the Giants didn't want him, his numbers aren't looking very good, and I said, it's a flyer. He's not an ace anymore. It's $85 million. Let's see what he does. We got to pay somebody. We're really not competitive. I mean, at least it's providing some interesting things to talk about. Gone are the days of we have an ace, and gone are the days of here we go, the Diamondbacks are here again. It was kind of like a flyer. We spent a lot of money on the flyer, but as Diamondback fans know, the Dodgers get to spend money like this on many players. We get about 3 or 4. So this is like the guy that has to kind of perform, and then later on in his career, we'll find out how all of that goes. But, Dad, you were correct again on a bad signing.
Yeah, it's very interesting that this occurred 15 years after we signed Russ Ortiz. Enough time for us to have memory loss. We didn't get him from the Braves, so that was good. And the prior year, Madison did show some sign of resurrecting. He had a couple injured years, but the last year with the Giants, he actually started 34 games, pitched 207 innings, 386 earned run average, 9-9. I think the Diamondbacks' thinking was if we could get this guy to do something like that with us, he would stabilize the rotation. And he's a World Series hero. Let's go for it. Bingo. Did you ever buy something and the first week you have it, it's got problems? First year with the Diamondbacks, Mad Bum was able to start 9 games. His season was over, pitched a whopping 41 innings, and he won 1 game. 4 years left in the contract. Maybe he'll get healthy riding in the rodeo. Who knows? But the first year was a sign that we have made a classic error.
And it's not getting into a land war in Asia.
Not at all. It got a little bit better for Madison. In the second year, he did start 26 games. In the third year, he started 30.
Right.
He never pitched over 150 innings, but he gave them some innings. Earned run average, though, was not good. 4.67, 4.88.
I have an argument.
Total.
I have an argument for these 2 years. When he used to pitch, and I remember these games, you knew if your bullpen was needed very early, because when he was bad, it was bad early. And if he was good, you're like, hey, we're into the third inning. He's going to get us 6 or 7 innings today. But like, it was either okay or terrible. It was never like he's consistently okay. It was really terrible at times. Like, there were innings where I'm like, he probably shouldn't have come to work today.
In
thought he was roping steers instead.
in years 2 and 3, he won a total of 14 games and lost 25. So that's what we got.
Now, if you remember earlier, I was telling my dad we had this conversation. I was still selling my father on the idea that this wasn't so terrible, because I was still digging my heels in about how he's helping the young pitchers. He's teaching them how to throw. He was an MVP. He's helping our young staff.
He actually pitched a 7-inning no-hitter.
He did. That's true.
So, I mean, like, to Brendan's point, like, when he was good, he was great.
So we get to the 4th year of Madison's contract, and we find out that he flat out can't pitch. We could have had a single A pitcher and done probably better. He started 4 games. He was 0-3, earned run average of 10.26. Listen to this. He pitched 16 innings. he gave up 25 hits and walked 15. He put 40 men on base in 16 innings. And they said, Madison, you need to leave. And he left, having not pitched at all, practically fourth and fifth year, and only gave 9 starts in the first year. So the Diamondbacks were able to get basically 2 mediocre seasons out of Madison Bumgarner.
But it's not every day you can cut a guy with a 2.40 whip. So I really thought last year when they cut him that was them surrendering. Like that was the classic white flag of we got to reset the whole team. And the Diamondbacks ended up doing really well. Yeah, it was an amazing story last year in baseball.
It's kind of my theory for a long time with these big contracts. I always wonder, have we got a guy in AAA who can play for minimum and do better or the same? And in fact, we had several in AAA who were better than Madison. And the team did improve when they sent him off to the rodeo.
I'd like somebody to take a flyer on me for $85 million.
The shocking development here with Madison is unlike other contracts. He didn't try to go to another team. He didn't try to resurrect anything. He had won World Series. He had done everything he wanted to do for the game of baseball. And at the end of the day, let's just face reality. Baseball was paying the bills. He had a true passion for something, and it wasn't baseball. He was great at it, and he was one of the best. That World Series performance he had, by far one of the best in my memories. And at the end of the day, if you're a Giant fan, it's really great. And as a Diamondback fan, it's not so great. It's like old milk. And we continue to look at that because the other problem that we have in Arizona is we attract retirees. We just do. It's nice weather in the winter. There's no snow. And if you don't want to ever deal with that, you retire here. Sadly, our sports teams do the same thing. Are you right at the end of your career? Do you think you have 2 years left? Well, give Arizona a shot. We got the Suns. We got the Diamondbacks. Heck, we got the Cardinals. And guess what? We have the best 55-plus communities. I know you're only 30, but we will let you live in said communities. Great golf, great therapeutics. Scottsdale's wonderful. Will anti-age you. That's what we're selling you in Arizona. We're not LA. We're not Orlando. We're not a nice town. We want you to fit in with our older community.
So your sign would say, washed up? Try Arizona.
They'll pay. And they'll watch you and remember the good times. The other little tidbit about the Diamondbacks that is fantastic about our fan base is it doesn't matter what the score is of the game. It doesn't matter what's happening in that game, but at a certain time, when that clock reads, I believe it's 8:45, people leave. They go home. Dad and I look at each other every time and we're like, where are they going? The 10 o'clock news is going to be on. They got to get home for the 10 o'clock news. That's your fan base, everybody. So if you wonder why Arizona doesn't have loud fans, they're busy worried about getting home for the local news. That's what they're doing. So Madison was perfect. He wanted to do rodeo. Retirees have hobbies too. They pick up pickleball. They pick up golf. Everyone understands here in Arizona, we know you have to do a job. We know you have to earn money. And it stinks. But being retired, that is why you're in Arizona.
Well, if those of you aren't from Arizona, Brendan speaks the truth. Do you know of another city that gave a ticker tape parade for a team that lost in the finals? We did it when the Suns lost to the Bulls. We had a ticker tape parade because that's the best we've ever imagined a team to do.
Oh, poor Charles.
I speak the truth, right, Brendan?
You're not wrong. It was a great parade. We were number 2. and you know what? Everyone felt great about it.
Oh, yeah. Sit down heroes.
So if you're sitting there as a baseball player and you're wondering where to sign, where you aren't going to get any grief, no reporter's going to call you out on anything that you did. If you sign with the Diamondbacks today, you're guaranteed no pressure, no hard work no hard workouts. You can come to this team and we don't expect much. Just show up, play a little bit.
Be a nice guy, open a couple restaurants that we can go to. We're fine.
Maybe rope a bull.
All of these things are acceptable. So every once in a while in Swing Batter, we always get these juicy contracts with so much money and so many things to evaluate and look at. And other times we have Madison Bumgarner. An interesting contract for an interesting player who, hats off to him. Congrats on getting the money. Congrats on all the success. And obviously he's probably happy as can be on a ranch wherever he wants to be, and very relatable to this town called Arizona. I'm your host, Brendan, the Swing Batter, and that was Madison Bumgarner. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Thanks so much for joining us.